We talked about the Skullgirl censorship a while back. You can check on the video that I made linked down below or in the end screen somewhere. I want to highlight a couple of takes here that I find very bad, and it's just totally misrepresentative of the concerns of the fans of the original game. There is a video highlighting the adjustment of the art asset of Philia where, as you can see, they don't show her underskirts anymore. And then you got this person saying this.
Skullgirl fans making threads about how not showing an animated 16-year-old underwear is the death of media.
Yes, actually. Yes. Unironically, yes.
Yes.
Are you gonna call me a loser for making that argument, or are you gonna call me a creep or a predator? The game already has the character underskirts for decades now, and no one has issues with it until now, where internet antis and fictional character police are coming in to police all of you of what's acceptable or not.
Calm down, son. It's just a drawing, not the real thing.
What does that say to the Skullgirl fandom that they are perfectly okay with this? Like this meme over here about how Skullgirl players are upset when CP gets removed. I'm sorry, does that mean that every single person who are fans of this game or who bought this game are criminals? Why aren't they being processed by the police? Why is Steam letting CP being distributed for decades now? Maybe, just maybe, you're wrong about the CP and there's really no CP at all. It's just something that you think is CP.
Calm down, son. It's just a drawing, not the real thing.
It's even more upsetting when the official game account decides to like a tweet that calls the people who leave negative reviews of the game on Steam creeps who are mad that they desexualize a minor and remove Nazi imagery. You absolute donkey. It's not the image that got censored and removed that we have a problem with. It's everything that got censored and removed that we have a problem with. And there you go, guys. The Skullgirl official account just indirectly call you guys creeps for daring to complain about the censorship. The pirate option is still viable for those of you who are wondering, and it seems like it's the only correct option at this point. Now, some people tell me that the whole censorship is because the pro players among the community are complaining about it, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter who they're changing the game to. What matters is this. Most people don't like censorship, and they're not gonna buy a game that decides to censor itself. If this is the direction that Skullgirls want to go to, and indirectly or even indirectly call the people that give negative reviews creeps, then that's alright then. Nice of you guys to just kick us off the fandom. Saves us money and saves us time to buy any other games out there. And that's all I want to say on this topic, but we still have loads of minutes in this video. How come? Well, that's because this is actually an APB recap of the hooplas and the stuff that I discuss on my APB show stream channel. Link down below, go subscribe. I got 2 more hooplas to discuss, and I want to put these behind the main Skullgirls hoopla just to fill in the gaps. Let's get to the hooplas, shall we? I think the concept of shame is completely lost to some people. I want people to understand why society in general views certain things as shameful. Shame is an emotion that signs that people disapprove you. Not on everything, but certainly on certain things about you. Nobody's perfect. I certainly am not. I got shamed all the time. I got shamed for having plushies. I don't care. I like my plushies. I especially like my Melina figurine. But there's a huge difference, and I mean huge difference, between being shamed for a childish hobby and being shamed for letting your significant other being screwed by another person. Adam was apparently not born with the strength of letting another dude bang his wife. I'm pretty sure that's just true to every single person who lives in this freaking world. But I don't think anyone would be able to gain the strength to do that. I wouldn't even call it gaining strength, more like losing strength alongside your dignity, self-respect, and pride. Seriously, why are you letting this happen to you? Why do you let yourself get screwed like this?
Why would you do that?
I mean, I get that polygamy and open marriage can be beneficial to a very small number of people. If you're into that and you're happy about it, cool, whatever. But the thing is, your thing is not a universally accepted lifestyle. Most people will find the idea of your lifestyle incredibly revolting. To openly brag about this whole thing to the internet and to present yourself as a person with immense willpower for that is just vulgar and obscene, and just highlights a staggeringly deep level of insecurity. But you know what's really funny? The Western society is so liberal with their sex life that some of these people even find monogamy as the kinky option. Yes, this freaking stupid article talks about how monogamy is the kinky option right now. You have to be such a freaking nymphomaniac to think that monogamy, the accepted relationship lifestyle since the dawn of civilization, is a more attractive option. Is this kind of like how you consume a lot of really messed up 18+ content, but then you consume some vanilla 18+ content and you get more turned on to the messed up one? The article just asks some bizarre questions like, why would you choose monogamy in 2023? Gee, I don't know. Why would anyone choose a universally socially accepted relationship dynamic that has been a thing since the dawn of mankind. Boggles my mind if you ask me. Apparently, the writer says that it's for love, security, and tax write-off. Oh wow, I guess marriage is just to reduce how much tax you need to pay to the government.
I'm crazy enough to take on Batman, but the IRS? No, thank you.
I love how the article talks about how monogamy is the biggest risk. Of course, monogamy is the biggest risk when your mindset is nothing but sex. Monogamy actually lets you to think about the future and talk about important things like the longevity of your relationship, the prospect of commitment, the willingness to sacrifice for each other. All things that any responsible and any committed adults have to go through. But I guess this whole thing happens when relationship to you is just nothing but sex all the time. You forgot the actually important, everyday, real-world things. Going back to Adam, I wish I can say that he's trolling or joking around, but I wouldn't drag my dignity that low just for a freaking laugh. I think he really meant it. He really saw a video of someone plowing his wife and think that it's hot. But that's not even the funniest part of this whole ordeal. The funniest part is when the person that banged his wife spoke up.
Me personally, I don't know if I have enough in me to allow it, but...
Oh, the irony! It's too much!
I just love the sheer irony of that statement. He doesn't even have enough in him to allow something like that to happen. The fact that he said that is a very stealthy way of shaming Adam for what he does. But the biggest irony here is you're screwing someone else's wife. You're also part of this humiliation ecosystem. Look, you want to live this lifestyle? Good for you. Just don't expect people to accept your lifestyle with open arms, and certainly don't brag it to everyone. We have limits to our tolerance, and we're not gonna adopt your lifestyle. At the very least, acknowledge that there's a reason why people find it weird. Some people value money very little over others, and it's very apparent, especially if you go to the internet finance gurus.
10 million in cash or 1 million in followers.
10 million in cash, obviously. I can invest that in businesses. I can make MSMEs. I can deposit them in high-yield savings accounts and get a certificate of deposits and interest every month. I can invest in bonds or loans to people and earn interest. I can invest on mutual funds. I can buy assets to improve my business and yield higher revenues. I can hire some workers and pay them fairly well. I can give that money to charity. I can also buy a car. No, not those fancy Lamborghini cars. Practical, everyday cars that use gas and is fuel efficient, like a Suzuki Ignis. I'll take a Suzuki Karimun as well. Nothing too fancy. I can also build a new house for my girlfriend's family, as they lived in a house that is pretty much half finished. Why the hell would I need 1 million followers?
1 million followers is worth way more than $10 million. You could just launch a bunch of businesses.
Okay, first off, you don't have to say dollar again. The dollar sign is already behind the 10 million. Second, the same thing can be said with the $10 million. You can also launch businesses with that money. You could start off a business without any sorts of debt obligation for building your capital, because $10 million is a huge money to start loads of businesses.
Building an audience is everything.
Yeah, no. No, it's not. No, it's not everything.
Some people disagree, but they are wrong.
Okay, you have to differentiate between people disagreeing and people being wrong, because disagreement is not the same as being wrong. Disagreement means a different perspective that still has some validity. Wrong means you made a factual, objective, or even fatal error, which you did. You're wrong.
Social capital is worth more than money.
If you measure your social capital by the amount of followers you have and you think that it's worth more than money, then let's put it this way. Generating 1 million fake followers is much easier than generating $10 million. Yes, you can buy followers and create engagements online. The cost of it usually goes around 11 followers per dollar. 11 followers per dollar means you can get about 1 million followers for less than $100,000. That's literally 1% of the $10 billion that you just offered, which means you can get 1 million fake followers and keep the 99% of your earnings. You absolute moron.
You want cash-flowing business.
Yeah, and most people also want blood-flowing body and a water-flowing pipe. What is this moronically obvious statement? Of course you want a business that flows cash. What kind of business doesn't flow cash? Oh yeah, the toilet business, which is what you're doing with this stupid take.
1 million followers can turn into $100 million.
The math clearly says otherwise. Funny story, if your bank account got hacked and it's sold to the dark web and it has loads of money in it, it'll be sold for around 10% of the balance that you had in the account.
So ignore the haters and keep grinding.
Bro, you haven't even established how you can turn that million followers into $100 million. We actually established the opposite of that. You haven't clarified if it's an instant $100 million or if it's a progressive compounding $100 million that you earn throughout the year or decade of whatever career that you chose to get that amount of money. Probably dodgy and illegal ones. Or maybe it's not even a career. Maybe it's just a mask to hide your own get-rich-quick scheme. Invest in my business so you can double the money.
Success in business comes from not having all the money in the world, but from having a loyal and engaged audience.
Wow, you just totally misunderstood that statement. The statement is when you already have a business on your own, not when you are starting a business. It's about having repeat and loyal customers, not about having lots of followers. I guess that's what happens when people online try to sound smart. They end up sounding dumb and missing the absolute most fundamental basic knowledge. But I do agree that brand loyalty is important, not because you should be loyal to a brand. You shouldn't. It's because you can tell the ones who are and filter them out of your life. That's how you weed out the materialistic gold-digging hoes that use iPhones and reject Android users instantly. No, really, that's a thing that happened. If you use Android, some girls will straight up reject you. And you know what? Great. That sounds like a great gold-digger filter to me.
Okay, master. Let's kill the whole beast!
And that's all for the video today. I actually have more recap content I want to turn to videos. Stay tuned on that one, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching, and huge thanks to all of these wonderful people. If you want to see your names among these absolute legends, you can support this channel by checking the links down below. Just $1 is all you need. Don't forget to check the APB Show channel link down below, and thank you so much. I will see you all next time.